Absolutely. Jonathan Collegio, let me bring you in. House Speaker John Boehner, House Majority Leader Eric Cantor both issued statements criticizing the numbers. They didn't go a lot further than that. Are you at all worried that there could be a perception now that, for example, the conservatives and Republicans, if the numbers aren't ticking up, especially the unemployment rate specifically, that they're seen as rooting against the economy in some ways, because you would celebrate if the number had gone up to 8.2, 8.3 in a sense, by saying, see, further proof that the Obama administration is messing the economy up further, as opposed to saying, yes, let's look at both sides. As John pointed out, the unemployment has ticked down, but we still have a battle here. We're in a stalled or stagnant position. It seems to some people that the Republicans are rooting for disaster in hopes of being able to win the coveted prize of the White House.
No, I mean, I think everybody wants to see the economy grow. I think everybody wants to see a real, true, robust jobs growth, and that's not what we saw in this report. That's the issue here, is that the unemployment rate may have ticked down a little bit, but the jobs growth was really anemic. I think we'd all love to see several 100,000 jobs per month be created in this economy, but it's just not happening, and that's the disappointment that we all have. So you think that Congressman Alan West is rooting for a good jobs report when he is alleging that the books were cooked? I don't know why he said that. I don't know enough about his position.
He's not alone, and it's not just Jack Welch. It's not these two people living on this isolated island.
Who else was it? I'm not aware of anyone else.
Joe Scarborough, for example, this morning looked right in the camera and said, I don't get it, because the numbers are perhaps, I don't know anyone's motivation, and it's not for me to say, but there are questions coming out because the number went down.
I mean, Scarborough is much easier access for you than for me. I just don't know what he was saying.
I don't know either. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jonathan, I would say, look, everybody, I am sure, hopes that this economic system generates growth, generates jobs, generates prosperity. I am absolutely certain that there are a lot of Republicans who certainly hope that that does not happen in the 6 weeks leading up to the election, because the narrative of the campaign has been that the Democrats, and particularly Obama, has had 4 years to make this better. He has failed to do so. The numbers prove it, and here's why he should be voted out. Well, if things were to get suddenly better in October, that undermines a fundamental aspect of a campaign strategy. And I'm not in any way questioning whether or not Mitt Romney, you, a whole series of Republicans want the economy to be better. I'm just saying, look, right now it is strategically better if the economy is worse, given that argument for election.
I just don't know how you could argue that 114,000 jobs is the economy suddenly getting a lot better.
I'm not saying it is. I'm saying that there would be a desire for this to remain and look optically worse in the weeks leading up to the election.
Real quick, let me get John Harwood on the last word on this one, John.
I just wanted to say, let's be fair, every out party before an election wants voters to feel that things are going very badly, so they'll vote for change. That's the way it is, whether Republicans are in power or Democrats are in power.
All right. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate you, gentlemen, and your insight. Thank you. Coming up the mess. It took 3 weeks, but Governor Romney has finally backtracked on those 47% comments.
Now and then you're going to say something that doesn't come out right. In this case, I said something that's just completely wrong.
So is Governor Romney trying to reset his campaign? Our political panel will be back to discuss that. And do you think today's jobs report will erase what many call President Obama's lackluster performance at the debates? Join our conversation on Twitter. You can find us at Tamron Hall and, of course, at News Nation.
Cha-cha-cha to the Mardi Gras. I'm the dopest female that you've heard thus far. And I do get better. The voice gets wetter. Nobody gets hurt.
As long as you let her.
Ha! Fire bad!
You just have to fire roast these tomatoes.
Do you churn your own butter, too?
What?
This is going to give you a head start on your dinner.
That seems easier.
Sure does.
Who are you?
New Progresso Recipe Starters. 5 delicious cooking sauces you combine with fresh ingredients to make amazing home-cooked meals.
Ambiance.
New Progresso Recipe Starters, your head start to home cooked.
I'm Keisha, and I lost 40 pounds on Nutrisystem. I tried a few programs before Nutrisystem. I dieted. I probably tried every pill. I was trying different exercises. Nothing was really consistent for me. There was no sense of portions that you should eat. I like to have structure. I wanted to have really great meals.
With Nutrisystem, that's just what you get. 28 days of delicious, perfectly portioned meals delivered right to your door. Celebrate your success. Call or click now and save 40% on our most popular plans.
I didn't want to count points. I didn't want to go to meetings. I wanted something that seemed really simple. Open the box, eat the food, lose the weight. is that simple.
Get on a program that simply works and save 40 per call or click now.
After going on Nutrisystem and I wore my first bikini, I walked across that beach like it was mine, like I owned it. I'm Keisha, and I lost 40 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Call or click now.
I've been waiting for so long. Now I finally found someone to stand by me. We saw the writing on the wall as we felt this magical fantasy. Because baby, I had the time of my life.
Now get a $350 airfare credit, plus save up to 65%. Call your travel agent or 1-800-SANDALS. Certain restrictions.
We do our best work behind the scenes, which is good since you have enough going on. We're Optimum. We're your TV, phone, and internet company. We sweat the small stuff and the big stuff so you can sweat your stuff. That's a lot of metaphorical sweat. All 17,000 of us are here to make sure your TV, phone, and internet are working how you want them to work. With the best products, service, and technology you won't spend too much time thinking about. Because you have something more important to think about. Everything else.
Stay with MSNBC for insight and analysis of the 2012 election. Coverage brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites.
Governor Mitt Romney back on the campaign trail, hoping to keep the afterglow from this week's big debate. Tonight, in an interview from Virginia, Governor Romney completely backtracked for the first time from those controversial remarks regarding the 47%.
Clearly, in a campaign with hundreds, if not thousands, of speeches and question and answer sessions, now and then you're going to say something that doesn't come out right. In this case, I said something that's just completely wrong. And I absolutely believe, however, that my life has shown that I care about 100%.
Joining me now, Democratic strategist David Goodfriend and Corn Bluth, Deputy National Political Editor of The Washington Post, as well as Jonathan Collegio, Director of Communications for American Crossroads. David, does Governor Romney deserve credit? He says now that he was completely wrong about that statement caught on tape.
Well, you know, Tamron, there's some things I can say to my wife that I might regret, and I'll apologize, and she'll accept my apology. But I can imagine some other things that I would say that she might say she's sorry, but she's never going to forgive me. God forbid if I ever say anything to her like that. But in this case, Mitt Romney said something offensive to half the country that's going to be awfully hard for him to take back. People felt like they got an insight into his soul. It was a private moment. It was with people like himself. It was a statement that went directly to his values. It said, I believe these people, meaning 47% of the country that don't pay income tax, believe they're entitled. They are always going to be dependent on government. That is so hard to take back. He could say now, I apologize for that, or I was wrong to say it. But I believe the damage is done. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube on something that revealing of the man's soul.
Jonathan Collegio, it took 3 weeks for Governor Romney to say that his remarks were wrong. Let me play just the evolution of where we got from initially his initial reaction to where he was last night.
As I point out, I recognize that among those that pay no tax, approximately 47% of Americans, I'm not likely to be highly successful with the message of lowering tax. It's not elegantly stated, let me put it that way. I'm speaking off the cuff in response to a question.
I've got a very effective campaign that's doing a very good job, but not everything I say is elegant.
And I'm a president for 100% of the American people, and that's the real percent people care about. Not 99 versus 1, not 47 versus anyone else. In this case, I said something that's just completely wrong.
So, Jonathan Collegio, the initial remarks that were caught on tape, there were some on the right who said that was an amen moment and they were happy that Governor Romney had said it.